today's topic, which we are going to discuss, is all about your industrial automation. And industrial automation, in the sense, we are going to see it in a different perspective. So what difference are we going to see? It's definitely not going to be like as usual as a general session of what is I 4.0 and things like that, what is there in the industry. We will just have a general overview of things and how is it related to our real-time life and how it is involved or merged in our day-to-day life. We will see that. And before going to that, what is this 4.0? 4.0, everywhere, wherever we go, nowadays the title or the topic of discussion is 4.0 or I 4.0. So what is this I 4.0 or 4.0? It is simply or literally it means it is industrial automation 4.0. So when it comes for industrial automation 4.0, then what about 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0? What is there in that? That is very, very essential for us to know. And in short, if you ask what is 4.0, this is 4.0. So every automation, everything is being automated and it is computerized and it is just, it keeps on moving to the next level. And please remember the image, and we will have the same image in the last, and let us see what your perspective is going to be there when we are going for that image. This is the evolution of your industrial automation or industry 4.0. So we started with 1.0, wherein before this automation, see, everything here is automation. It's all about automation. Industry 1.0 means industrial automation 1.0, industrial automation 2.0, industrial automation 3.0. And here it is industrial automation 4.0. And apart from the first three versions, 4.0 has played a different role in our day-to-day life. How it has played a role, we will see. And before that, what is this generation going on and how it evolved and what was the necessity? See, we will know how the first wheel was made, right? So from the stones, we made wheels. And then we started to learn how to make wheels with wood. Slowly, the evolution started. And we always used to have some tools for that. Fine. We always used to have some tools for that. So this improvement in tools, fine. This improvement in tools is the evolution of your industry as well. You can see that. Here goes. This is our industry 1.0. So this is the first level of automation. So what was happening is that early we used to do everything with the help of human effort. Fine. So if you remember the palace and all those things which were built earlier, each and every carvings, every small detailed work in that is being done by humans. And the perfections that are there, what I'm trying to say is that now we have advanced technology. We are printing designs in all your tiles and everything is okay. In your tiles, in your walls, even we have stickers, we just can paste it up. But whenever you visit a palace, if you see the marbles that are pasted on the floor as well as the wall, each and every stone, each and every piece has a very good artistic work with small embedding of gems and other stones. And that has been crafted by humans. Even machines today cannot do that much of perfection. That is a different story. Fine. So that was the initial level of work. We did everything by ourselves. Then slowly we evolved. We had the assistance of machines. So that is our mechanical revolution or evolution. So what happened is that again in the industry 1.0, during the 1.0, there was an equal part. None lost their jobs. Fine. The 10 humans were working earlier. Again, now also 10 humans are working. But thing is that the efficiency has improved. Fine. Early they were able to do one wheel per day. Now they are capable of doing 10 wheels. So the production has increased in that without any loss of jobs. Fine. And the efficiency has been improved. Fine. That is what is 1.0. And slowly we came for another level of automation, wherein again it was equal level of work that was being shared. Half is being done by your machines. And this industry 2.0 evolved with the evolution of your electric motors. Fine. And in that, the conveyors plays a major role. not only in Industry 2.0, starting from 2.0, even today the conveyors play a very big role in our day-to-day life in industry as well. So we couldn't have even imagined what is the amount of role that is being played by our conveyors in our day-to-day life. They have different names and different applications, but the prime base is conveyors, right? So with the help of that, half of the work is being done by the machine, and the remaining half of the work, the precise work, like here you can see that in this application, you can see that two jobs are being done by the humans. That is, the trolley or the conveyors keep on moving, and the machines that are being manufactured in here moves in the conveyor, wherein one person is attaching the wheels, the other person is painting the cars. So that is what has been depicted in this particular GIF. Fine. Whereas the Industry 3.0 is the next level, wherein again, even the small precise, why these two jobs are being done or depicted as being done by humans is that in here to assemble a wheel, you have to four nuts has to be placed in the wheel and has to be tightened. And we didn't have an evolution or machines that are capable of doing that. Fine. In those days. And similarly, painting is also a very precise work that has to be done in a very clean manner. Fine. We well know that even when we try to paint our house, we know how we paint it, right? So automatically we want some white and black or white and some other color mixture. So it goes in a different way. And when we finish, we don't see the paint, only we see the trace of the brush, right? Which we paint. So that much, even for humans, that is humans in the sense we are all unskilled persons. We have skilled persons to do those jobs, fine? So the skill is missing with us. That is the problem. So this was the Industry 2.0, and we nowadays have far more skilled robots. Even if you want to paint it, or if you want to do a job which is for a small area of 1 cross 1 centimeter, we can do it with robots. That's a different story. So that is what it is. That is our Industry 3.0. So the machine does everything, but fine. A machine does everything, but it is being controlled by the humans. And in here, you can literally absorb. See, let me go back once again. One machine, one human. Fine. Here you can see that machine and human are on the equal ratio. Here, if you see, the job is more. The number of humans has reduced here. Fine. This is one area which the requirement of human labor was reduced, Industry 2.0. When 3.0 came, it was a different story, that really some 75% of the work has been taken over by the machines, and the controlling job, engineers who can control them, who can program them, who can reprogram them, who can maintain them. That is what the skill requirement was. Only person who is capable of controlling a software based, that is, in here you see a robot which is controlled by software. So it has different names. We had PLCs, we had microcontrollers, we had SCADA, we had DCS. Lot many applications and softwares were there, tools were there to control all these things. And this was there for somewhere around past 2-3 decades, wherein everything was going very smooth and good with all the automations, and just a decade, that is in the past few years, things got settled down. When things got settled down, nearly settled down, the Industry 4.0 popped up. So what is this Industry 4.0? Here, see, this is again the 3.0 illustration. Everywhere, everything will be going on, and it is being monitored or controlled by human. Without human interference, there won't be anything happening. So that's what is 3.0, and we'll go for 4.0. 4.0. Here comes many things. The slide says that automation, IoT, system integration, connections, big data, cloud computing. You can see many big giants names are there, right? Automation is a different area, and connectivity, networking is a different area, and big data is some other totally different area which do not what to say. So far, we never thought of an electrical engineer or automation engineer thought big data or cloud computing. So those things were not at all into picture. The prime concentration of an automation engineer or the automation industry seems always to be the automation process, as well as the connections, that is the networking and system integration. These three things were the prime base, or those are the prime areas of automation until 3.0. When 4.0 came, we had three more giants. came into picture. Fine, that is IoT, big data, and cloud computing. Furthermore, this is the overview of what is 4.0. Fine, this is the layout, and this is the overview. You can see that what is happening here. Here, numerous number of products are being manufactured. That is taken care of many robotic arms and robots. And we have a human. What is the human doing? See, again, he has a device wherein, again, that is also connected to the IoT platform. Everything is connected to a network. And from there, even the manufactured product, you can see that each and every product is communicating. In the stage of manufacturing itself, they start to communicate. And how it is happening? We well know that we have nowadays RFID tags and all those barcodes and things kind of things. You can just scan it off and it will give you everything. Everything in the sense, a product, if you are buying a mobile phone and it has a tag, if you just, it will have a QR code. If you scan the QR code, it will give you the entire details about that phone. What is the processor that is being used? When was the processor manufactured? When was the board manufactured? And when it was assembled? So we as an end user may not have the access to all these data. But that particular QR code, when you take it to a service station, you can just scan it off and they will know all the details. So even if you have tampered your mobile or the device, whichever you have, they will know that because everything is connected. Even a small change, if you make, that will be accessed by that. For a simple example, I will add one more example is nowadays we have laptops, right? So we were having laptops since a very long time. I agree. But still, now laptops, all the companies, most of the company laptops, whenever you buy a laptop, you used to log in or create an account in that particular company's website. Fine. Even 10 years later. Or if you are buying a second-hand laptop, let me have an asset like that. So you are buying a second-hand laptop, fine. So used laptop, fine. That means fine. When you log into that portal, and if you see, that will give you the entire data about the laptop. You don't require a bill copy. That server has every detail. So when it was manufactured, when it was sold, or through which retailer it was sold, to whom it was sold. The data will be there. And if you have formatted your OS, because nowadays all the operating systems, basically we have Windows, right? All these operating systems are original OS. We never go for pirated nowadays, right? Because early days people used to go for pirated, but now everything is all original versions. We have original versions. So if you have formatted your device, how many times you have formatted? And what all the softwares you have used? Fine, everything, even if you have replaced a RAM or a hard disk, whatever it is, because the key for your Windows is nowadays stored in your BIOS setup. So even if you change your hard disk, you do not worry about installing the key. Never ever they ask for you the key. Once you put an OS, automatically it gets installed and it automatically updates, right? We never nowadays bother about updating your tools and things. Fine. So that is what is the level of automation. And these are the forerunners or an example for 4.0. So what is that having to do with this? You may have a question. Because we are dealing with Industry 4.0 or Industrial IoT, but he's telling about a laptop. See, the perspective, as I told you, the perspective of industry has totally changed. If you think a complete manufacturing plant wherein something have like what I show here with robots, with some conveyors running, products that are being manufactured. So that is not the industry now. Absolutely not. And that those things that are come out of the industry are not alone the products nowadays. Fine. So we will have a deeper discussion on this later. Again, this is one more example of your 4.0, especially the industry is concerned. As of now, I told you now, just now I told you that there is a different perspective for industry. But before going into the different perspective, you see the actual perspective. And this is an industry, fine. So in here, if you see here, the image gives you a combo of everything. Even if it has a manufacturing plant, in here it is it's a bottle filling plant. You can have it as a bottle filling or a beverage plant, right? So in here, if you see, everywhere there is a Wi-Fi symbol popping up. Fine. So in what does that mean actually? So everything is connected to the network. See in here, you can see there is a boiler current of 2 tanks are there. From there again there is sensor. There is a tube which is going on there, pipe which is going on there. There again one sensor is there that is communicating. So the robots are communicating. The station, workstation, automation start station communicating. Everywhere if you see there is a popping up. Thing is that now everything is interconnected. Nothing needs to go to the other station and tell something like see we will have nodes right from one node to other node. It has to reach here, then from there it will reach to the next node. No. Now if you see that the robot in the packing section know whether there is a communication or where there is a flow in the pipe or not. And this particular pipe station knows that whether there is a packing going or not, whether it should supply or not. That is, all the process and tasks are communicating to each other. Fine. This is this automation has become like a classroom. Fine. Automation 4.0 has become a classroom. In early days, there is only one point of contact. Some 1 decade earlier, I'm speaking about. The teacher used to speak and the wards used to listen and things will be there. And the communication between the wards, that is chatting or information transfer, whatever we call them, that was less in the early days. But now the things are totally different. Even the teacher or the person who's there, he is also acting as a node. He is also one among the ward. He is also behaves like one among the learner, because from teaching we have moved our perspective to as facilitators. So in here what happens is that nowadays most of the classrooms are like a discussion forum, wherein their discussions, that is share ideas are shared, the informations are shared, different perceptions are shared. So that is what a classroom is now, especially in the online platform. If you see, we have the freedom of communicating. We have the freedom of telling what is happening with me. So I think this was this. So this is my perspective. Everyone is capable of giving their perspectives. Fine. Whereas when it comes for real time as humans, we give perspectives. Whereas when it comes for industry, whereas it comes for sensors, they give data. This is what I am. I now have 400 liters of milk or 400 liquid liters of chemical. Something is that is the data that is given by the tank. In here now at this moment I have so far transferred 400 cubic liters of liquid through me. So that is the data given by the flow sensor that is present in the pipeline. And whereas here we have the first robot near here. See, this robot will have something like, so far I have filled 400 bottles. Fine. So I have capped 400 bottles. So far I have packed 200 baskets. So each and every individual robots or components, they directly say what they are doing. There is no intra-level communication. It is all intercommunication. Every sensor gives data individually. No need of any networking. Anywhere from anywhere. You can see that in this particular area, we have one person standing here and seeing something in his mobile. That has nothing but the monitoring. He is doing the monitoring in his mobile phone, smartphone. Fine. We have a BLC and DCS station. And we have something called as an automation, smart automation. So this smart automation is not in here. It will be somewhere elsewhere. Fine. So likewise, you can monitor what is happening from anywhere the globe. So that much connectivity is there today, and this is the advantage of Industry 4.0. Each and every sensor behaves smart. In the sense, they have their own processor, they will have their own connectivity object, everything is there. Earlier, we will have a sensor wherein then we will need a converter. From the converter, it sends the data. Then we will require a processor which converts that signal into the actual data. We have to do some manipulation. From there again, based on the analysis of the system, it has to further process things and give some output. Based on the output, the actuator will actuate. This is what happens early. But now, at the same time, the processor or the server receives the data saying that this is happening, the actuator will also get the data and automatically gets actuated, because individually they are told what they have to do. Fine. So this is what is the Industry 4.0. And the role of sensors, you can see that each and every sensor is smart. Fine. Like what we have with us. Fine. And again, the technological pillars. Earlier, we had just an overview of what are there, but the actual technological pillars, what is happening there, how this much of what to say, precision or communication is happening, what is supporting them. Thing is that, see, these are the pillars. These are the technological pillars that are supporting Industry 4.0. The first thing is we will go with computing. That is your cognitive computing. It computes itself. It decides itself what has to be done. Fine. Then comes your cyber security, cloud computing. So cloud, without cloud, there is no 4.0. Fine. Without cloud and without cognitive computing, there is no 4.0 at all. And in here, the RFID plays a very big role. As I told you earlier, everything is embedded into it, and automatically we are able to handle things. And again, we'll come back like this. Internet of Things. What is Internet of Things? Combining all these things, are it serves as a platform through which it can access everything. That is IoT, nothing else. And big data. We know what is big data analysis, right? All because, see, when it comes for your such a system, you just imagine the data that has to be handled. And we well know the problem of handling data, because why I say this, that we buy a smartphone which has a 16 GB memory, and in a couple of years, nowadays, within less than a year, what happens is that we are going for a new phone. The primary reason we are going for a new phone is the memory is full. Most of the times. Fine. Even if you buy 32 GBs, the same is happening. That is because the number of photographs we take, number of videos we shoot, automatically the data, quantity of data that is being stored by us is very heavy. Fine. So probably we may take 1 or 2 photos. Let me have it as a very simple 2 photos maximum per day. But what about the industry? As we just saw, we have numerous number of sensors, and each and every second, let us consider there is 100 sensors in a company, and each and every second, every sensor is sending data. Then every second, 100 data. Fine. If it is 1 data is equal to 1 byte, then 100 bytes every second. For 1 minute, it is going to be 6,000 bytes. So what about 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 1 year? What is going to be? And all these data are very, very, very essential. You can't just like that delete things, because this is about manufacturing. This is about production. Fine. So how many number of products we have manufactured today? That has to be in record. Today, if we are manufacturing 10,000 products, the details of all the 10,000 products has to be there. So the data cannot be compromised. Fine. And they have to be shared, or they literally have to be shared and shaped in a different way so that they are secure. There comes your cyber security into picture. And with all these things, we have an advanced robotics, and most importantly, I'll just skip this 3D printing to the machine-to-machine learning, machine-to-machine communication. Why is that? With the above said, with advanced robotics, there is a communication between machine to machine. So what happens is that we have something called as maintenance, right? So preventive maintenance is there, and similarly, there are many such maintenance are there. So what happens is that the 3D printing and similar, there are 3D printing. It's a big version now, because we have different kinds of manufacturing, different materials and different ways are there. So what happens is that technology helps these machines, because if there is a component that has been damaged, mechanical component that has been damaged, because the cognitive component or the software, if there is a damage, there is no problem at all. The moment there is a damage or there is a flaw, automatically the cognitive computing, what happens, it creates the patch for it, it installs, automatically things goes right. If you want to have it very clear, we nowadays have updates for mobiles, all your OS and everything. If you see, there is continuously, it is being updated. And when you install some updates, what happens? Something goes wrong, right? Suddenly, what we will do? The moment there is some problem with that, either we uninstall the update, or within a couple of days, the company or whoever has made that update, they will send a patch, and you don't know that. It automatically comes, it automatically gets installed, and the problem whichever arose gets rectified, right? That is happening. That is your cognitive computing, and the problem with your software is taken care by your cognitive computing and the rest of the things. Fine. Whereas when it comes for a mechanical problems, there is a small mechanical damage. Fine. How can we rectify it? Automatically, with the help of the machine-to-machine communication, what happens is that they use the 3D printing technology and they manufacture by themselves. They manufacture whatever component is required, because that is the level of automation we have. Again, for doing all those things, everything should be there and that has to be communicated. Fine, Paka, but this is the pillars. That is what I'm saying. These are the pillars and everything is connected together. We have those facilities nowadays, fine. And or they manufacture or they produce that component in a short span of time, and that mechanical defect is also being rectified. So machines are taking care of those things even. Fine. Again, after this, how it is reaching to the individuals? Again, through the mobile technology. So if you see, everything comes to your mobile. Fine. So because you may see that all these are different. So cloud computing, I don't have anything to do with. Cyber security, I don't have anything to do with. Cognitive computing, okay, I can agree that we have Alexa, we have Google Voice, everything is there. RFID, that is also okay. Internet of Things, okay. But if you see everything, you may feel that these are all not related to us. And the end, it comes to the mobile. Why am I specifying that? Today, the mobile is the industry. Our mobile phones are the industry. Because if you see today, fine, before going to that, so this is what is happening. This is what I was explaining so far as well. Everything is done by themselves. That is, they are taking care of everything. Fine. And literally, I 4.0, we are coming here. So as I told you, your mobile is everything today. Your mobile is the industry today. Without your mobile phones, there is no industry nowadays. Because manufacturing of a mobile phone is not what I'm speaking about. If you see, I'll just show you a slide. Fine. So is your business ready? I'll just come back to this because you may get a confusion. So what is the see the same slide? These two are very similar. If you see, those two are same. Here it says industry 4.0. Here it says is your business ready? What is the relation between these two? You may get a question. Here it goes the answer. This is the answer. This is the answer. So what is this? Amazon is there, Flipkart, GPS, Swiggy. What is this? You may ask. See, without these, we are not doing anything nowadays. For making payments, for buying things, that is from food, transportation, payments, everything is done through this Internet of Things. That is through your internet. Fine. Why I say the internet is that everything is being manufactured from industry. As I told you, now notice there is something like you can see that in all your Amazon and Flipkart and all the platforms. They give you some, see, this is the offer for so and so days. So for Diwali offer, you will get all these things. Book now, order now, pre-booking open. Fine. These are the common statements that are available, right? So do you know what is the statements are all about? So if it says pre-book now, and if 1,000 people are ordering it, based on that, they will generate 1,000 new mobile phones. Within a day, that will be done. Within a day, that will be done. See, in simple words, I can say some orders placed from morning 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. in the night, can be manufactured and dispatched to you by next day morning 6 a.m. So that is the level of advancement we have. Fine. And again, all about your foods and your payments. Never ever nowadays we are using cash. A very few outlets we are using cash. Apart from that, even the small store which is near us, even a tea shop or your groceries you have near you, everywhere, wherever you go, the payments are made through online platforms, UPI platforms. Fine. How is this happening? Again, that is cloud. That is IoT. Fine. From your mobile phone, from your bank account, your bank is somewhere. Fine. Do you have your bank with you? No. It is located somewhere. Their servers have all the details. That is connected to your GPay or your phone pay, whatever it is. And through your server, from this application that is communicated to your server, they authenticate, and then that is being transferred to the end user account. Everything happens in a fraction of a second. How is it happening? To withdraw 500 rupees of money, you have to stand in queue for 10-15 minutes. Some 5 years early. But now, in a fraction of a second, you're transferring thousands, even lakhs of money within a fraction of a second. That is all because this I 4.0. Your bank is an industry. Your grocery shop is an industry. Everything is an industry now. They manufacture something, they deliver something in different ways. They are an industry. Fine. It doesn't mean that from a raw material they have to do something. It's not like that. It's not like that. As they tell the Amazon, Nammakada, they say, right? So it is with you. Everything is like that. So this is the level of improvements that has happened in automation 4.0 or industrial IoT. Fine, again. So this is what we think. So this has helped us. So we are like machine and human, all these artificial intelligence and human intelligence are working hand in hand. This is what an overview that we literally have. But was that true? Or is that true? You just have a glance over this image. It just like I'll just pass this for a moment. Sorry. See, if you see this, initially it looks like a human, but if you see, it's not. It's almost human. So like in your mobile phones, again, your mobile phone is the industry now. That's what I'm repeatedly saying. And you see, always you have some pop-ups in your Facebook and things like that. Whenever you see, you have some pop-ups, the recommended choices for you. So you are being driven by it. Fine. You are being driven by it. Fine. How it is happening? Why I say your phone is the industry? We say some sensors, right? So we know different kinds of sensors are there. And if you see, your smartphones literally have all the essential sensors that an industry need. Some are not even required by the industries. All your gyroscope and accelerometers, all these gyroscopes and accelerometers are things which are basically used in aircrafts. Our mobile phones have all these things. How many of us are aware of it? We have a proximity sensor with us. Whenever we say proximity sensor, the only thing that remembers to us, we have some cubicle will be there, tube like of thing. Fine. So that is what is a proximity sensor. You remember, right? But literally, we have proximity sensor in our phone that is placed very near to the front camera. Fine. If you take your hand near that camera, automatically the screen goes black. Fine. That is because it senses that some object is near it. That's the proximity sensor we have there. And temperature sensor there, fingerprint sensors, magnetometers, touch sensors, and a lot more GPS, CMOS sensors. Everything, literally everything is there. You can do whatever you want with your smartphone. All your cameras and your CMOS sensors. Fine. With that, you can do a very big image processing project. Fine. And the gyroscopes. If you want to develop a drone, you can use your old smartphones as your you can configure your gyroscope. There are many online app development tutorials are there. Especially nowadays, we have Mr. White, I think, Dr. Mr. White Hat or something like that. So for actually teach how to develop apps. Fine. So likewise, so you can develop your own app wherein you can communicate with the external device. Like we have Arduinos, Raspberry Pis. So they are communicating through Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. You can configure your gyroscope in your mobile phone and you just transfer the data to your Bluetooth to the receiver. From there, you can receive and you can control your drone. Because in developing a drone, the problem is that the x-axis balance, right? You may ask what is the purpose of smartphones. It is very simple. You play games, right? All your one game that is very popular among students. They used to fight with that. I remember. So all those games, how are activities? Whenever you move your phone here and there, how the object moves, with the help of gyroscope, and that's not there. And that's not alone that it is capable of. Fine. It can also be used as a medical device. Fine. So I'll go to that. Fine. So again, here you can see a smart band. Fine. This is also one object which most of us nowadays are fond of and have them, because it gives our heart rate, calories, incoming calls, features, and everything it gives, right? With all the data that is being manufactured, computed by this, you just literally see what are the data that is captured by that. If you want to see your heart rate, definitely you have to go and take it easy. But now your smartphone or smart band is kept. See, again, these sensors are there in your smartphone as well. With your smartphone itself, you can calculate your heartbeat rate. Now we have apps, right? I hope there are a lot of apps which wherein you can sense your blood pressure, the number of steps you walk. All those things are there in your mobile phone. You can get it through apps, right? So, with all these data, a patient can be monitored. An individual patient, in the sense, an individual can be monitored. About the health of the individual can be monitored. So, what of his health is, what is happening, whether he is good in state or what. A lot of things are there. If he falls down, a person falls down, a sick person or a old person falls down, so that can be determined with the help of the gyroscope. Fine, because if you are going to sit in a place, then definitely you will take say 2 to 3 minutes slowly sit. But if you are falling down, that is not going to take 2 or 3 minutes. So sudden change in position means that person is affected in some means. We can assume, right? It's not alone assumption. We can also use your GPS and other systems, and we can compute things easily. So literally, these are being also done in foreign countries to monitor the elderly peoples, especially. Fine. So those sick peoples and elderly peoples, they are monitoring using such apps. And for this, they are again embedding some sensors as well in their body. That is a different story. Fine. And we are also doing the same. I hope in the COVID-19 situation, we have been asked to install Autogestu App, wherein your GPS as well as Bluetooth has to be enabled for the actuating and proper working of that particular app, right? Do you remember? Again, this is also a medical application wherein it keeps on monitoring things. Fine. Once you install it, it has access to your Bluetooth and GPS, and it tests your temperature. Fine. Everything, all your basic data you will feed in. Your age, name, health status, basic data you will feed in. And after that, your temperature is being monitored continuously by this particular app. And then whenever some person who comes across you, or you cross a person, it communicates with the Autogestu app in that mobile phone, and it checks whether that person is having a higher temperature. In the sense, higher temperature in the sense, why I say specifically about that is the prime indication it takes, whether he is having a fever or things like that. So if you come across such a person, then automatically it sends data, how long you are being with that person. Literally saying, it can determine like who you are with, for how long you are with. If you are going to meet a friend, then it will automatically, the server knows that X is meeting and they both are speaking for a long time. All these things. So all your personal data is being stored there in different form. Fine. Literally, this is what is happening. You are not doing anything without your knowledge. Everything is happening, right? All your updates, everything, your details. As I told you, all the sensors are working 24/7, and it gets us data about you across the day. And your smartphones, your computers, your laptops, we will know all these things are communicating to each other. If you search Google, like you have a mail ID, right? You have your mail ID and you search something in your laptop. You go to some X location, and there you just log into your mail ID, and just if you start to search, your search history will display in that computer wherever you are newly logging in. That is because your mail ID has the entire data of what you have served, what is your search history, what is your nature of working, everything is stored in there. Each and every individual have different preferences. Like, even though if for example, you are studying, let us consider you are studying an undergraduate degree. Even though you are an undergraduate degree, say let us consider 4 people, fine. So 4 people who are sitting in the same desk for every day, but all these 4 people will have 4 different perspective of things. They have different ideas, they have different vision, fine. So when such things are there, if you see their mobile phones, fine. If you see their mobile phones in the sense, I don't want to go and see into their personal things. What I'm saying is that they will have a different the ads pop up, right? The ads pop up, right? Each and every mobile phone will have a different ads that is being popping up. Fine. They will have different recommendations. Each and every one will have a different recommendation. That is because of their interest, what they used to serve. Fine. That is what is there, what they used to surf regularly, what is their area of interest. And we do things like based on our interest, right? All these things are stored. So based on that, you will get, see, if you're buying a headphones now, whenever there is a new version of the headphone, you will get an intimation. How it does? Because you are being noted. And this is what is happening. All the data are continuously you're being continuously monitored. And this is what is happening. You are doing your work, you are doing something, but everything is being continuously monitored without your knowledge. Fine? All are being stored. This is, in short, real 4.0. So based on this, the industry is driven. Fine? It's not alone the the companies or manufacturing units. It's not alone there. It's with you. It's with every individual. Every individual smartphone, smart bands, computers, everything as I 4.0. Not only each and every action what we do today is being recorded. Like they say, smart fridges, smart air conditioners. I do not know why all these things has to be smart, but unfortunately, all these things are smart today. And simply what they are doing is that there is an artificial intelligence. We have the content, the mediator. Let it be the mediator. Fine. It just connects both them. The content is connected with the artificial intelligence, and that generates individual checklist. So it defines you. Literally, it defines you. Say, I'll just give you a small example. There is a friend called ABC. Okay, so there is a person called DEF, and his friend is ABC. This person DEF have never met ABC. Fine, but this ABC and DEF are Facebook friends, and whatever post these two persons give, they give likes. They just share things. Everything is happening. After a year, what happens is that the best friends you have, or your best friends, or your Facebook will give a list. And if you see that this ABC and DEF will be in the first column, they say that because you have given 100 likes to whatever he done, or you have liked all the posts, whatever you have posted. They don't know each other. It decides. It comes to the conclusion he is your friend. Fine. You don't remember what you told a minute ago, but these AIs remember what you did last year, 4 years back. Fine. So the memories which you want to forget and erase from your memory, they have them. They keep on reminding you. And thing is that they are watching you. That's what I'll say. And we are in the net, and it is binding us. That is what is really happening. And I hope that everybody know what this symbol is all about. Explanation is required for this symbol. So we cannot do anything about all these things. We have to go with our way, but we can be safer. That's what it is. So the safety, cyber security is different. Personal security and safety is different. So it depends on individual, what is to be done, how we should be exposed, and things like that. And again, industries are also driven by this, because nowadays most of the companies, reputed companies, they not only see your profile which you submit them, they also ask you for your Facebook ID, Insta ID you have. So they also see what you are in your personal life. Because we know people, even if they have a breakfast with idli and sambar, they would like today's breakfast, homemade idli. So what is there in that? Always it is done in home, right? So it's like if father, mother, and children are living together, it means that it is a joint family. There is a concept nowadays, right? The same way, if they are cooking at home, it become it's a precious thing or something, or appreciable, something like that. Because as we just saw, we just keep on ordering food on free. So preparing something at home is definitely fantastic. So I'm not criticizing anybody. Everything is for good, and how we use it takes to the next level. But it depends on individuals. So now, if you see this image, you will get a different perspective. All your data how it is being shared, how it is being stored, and how it is being used to keep you winded in the net. Fine. So that's all from my side for Industry 4.0 in all things. If you have any queries, please.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I am Dr. Kamani from Karnataka.
Please, sir.
Uh, this what you told is 100% right, sir, and it is need of the day for this pandemic and all virus spreading situations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But practically, still it is not working, sir. What I feel, because the humans already, the human being already opposed for this because the robots and automation will lose the job. Okay.
Sir. Sir. Sir.
Uh, then how to balance this one? Because this automation, control, supervision, everything, one camera can do that one,
Of
right?
course, sir. That is
And
being done nowadays, sir. That is being done. Numerous number of jobs has been lost because of this Industrial 4.0, and furthermore, few thousands are going to go. That is, even though we don't have pandemic, thousands would have lost their job. Sir, there is no other go, sir. We can't balance. If you ask for balance, then only thing is that we have to restrict ourselves. I don't want a smartphone, so I don't go for Swiggy. I don't go for Ola. I don't go for GPay. I'll make hand payments. So that is where we have to stay back, because when you use this, automatically they come into picture. So, and we have no other go. We have no other go, sir.
but in this condition, just we have to balance, sir. It is very much needed because automation is very much essential today's pandemic conditions.
Sir. Sir.
It's
It
very
helps us
essential
in a lot of
because
ways, sir. It definitely helps us in a lot of ways, because without these all automations and IoT, now even this particular session cannot happen. And especially this pandemic have opened a new area wherein if you see that lot of knowledge sharing is happening, especially
yeah,
this AICTE and ATAL, they are doing very good jobs. Even then, other institutions also taking steps, and the online classes are really going well because of this particular IoT. So there is plus and there is minus, and it depends, sir. Depends.
yeah, sir. Mainly in critical situations, it is very useful. But
Sir.
generally, I feel, sir, in public places
No,
and
sir.
all
Me
other
too
places.
have the same opinion. I too have the same opinion, and literally, I don't like this automation at all, because
Yeah,
lot
sir.
many people lose their jobs, sir. But that's the
Yeah.
need of the hour. And even nowadays, electrical engineers started to speak about AWS, all those DevOps, all those things. Even the electrical engineers now, it's the need of the hour for them to know. So earlier
Yes.
it was all about computer science people who have to think about DevOps and AWS, but now they want electrical engineers to know all these things for applying in electrical science. So things have totally changed.
Changed, sir, changed. But any other suggestion from you, sir? How we can we have to balance the society needs as well as the critical conditions, handling the critical situations. That is also very fundamental because in
Sir.
operation theater and all other in these pandemic virus conditions, the one man cannot touch the
So,
surface and also the
sir.
patients. At that time, it is very useful. We can save the good lives of intellectual doctor as well as engineer. We can
So
save, sir.
one simple solution is, whatever technology comes, we should always have our own basic values, sir. If we
Yeah,
maintain our values, then automatically this will go good. Even though we have everything smartphone and things, we have all the payment options, still there are people who give 10 rupees or 5 rupees to the poor who comes in the traffic. So that is the value we have. So such a kind of values has to be maintained. If a company is running, okay, my employee is working from home. Earlier he used to work for 8 hours, now he is working for 12 to 16 hours. Let me give his pay regularly.
no,
So
sir.
such a kind of values has to be maintained. Okay, the first 1 year he was working from home, his performance is good, the increment has to be given, and such kind of values has to be maintained. That is the
Definitely, sir.
only thing we can do, sir.
Yeah. Humanity relations,
Sir.
the relation must have to keep up, sir. No, not the robots and the automation will not keep up the humanity.
Sir, the interaction, the thing is that the interaction which we now have is the example for that. Why is I would say is that I don't know who you are, you don't know who am I. Fine, but we now have a very what to say healthy discussion about this. So this is the value we look forward. So even though we are engineers, we are professionals, we look forward values. That is very much enough, sir. This will, if this stays, automatically everything goes good.
Yeah. We have to believe the good things will happen, sir. That is only the.
Of course.
For everything, we have to hope the good things will come.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir.
I am a professor in PG physics department as well as electronics and all other things. I teach, sir.
Very good, sir.
1989, first the Poltron 4 computer. At that time, I took and the same thing I told, sir, at that time.
Okay, sir.
Students and public. Now it is realizing, sir. We are realizing.
True, sir.
We agree, sir. Your explanation is very good. Good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sir. Nice talking to you, sir. Take care, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone.
Okay,
thank you to the team for your opportunity. Have a good day. Bye for now.